E-bike friends, we've got the RadRunner 3 Plus, and then some accessories right there in that little dog trailer. The RadRunner 3 Plus is the newest in a long line of great cargo utility e-bikes that Rad Power Bikes has been putting out. We are excited to check this out. Andrew, what do we have to expect?
Speeds up to 20 miles per hour and a whole bunch of accessories to personalize it for all your cargo and utility needs.
Let's take a look at the box that this comes in. You are rad.
Welcome to the Radventure.
A lot of times these large packages get beat up by FedEx, UPS, and we have a little bit of damage here. Some things are torn. Got some damage on this side, a little bit over there. You can't judge a bike by its box though, so let's see how they did with the packaging.
Never seen some string holding down all this stuff. I'll have extra shoelaces at the end of this. One thing I do like about Rad Power is their instructions are really nice, and they also have torque settings in their instructions. So we find that 99% of e-bike companies out there don't have torque settings, where if you come from the mountain biking industry, every single bolt on the bike should have a torque setting. So this is something that we've never seen provided with an e-bike before. You can remove the battery, but then there's all this dust, or if it starts to rain, water can get inside the battery port. This, you can actually cover it up and you can transport your bike on that trailer hitch without having to worry about water ingress or dust. So the other things we have in here is some more reflectors. They do nicely label all their bolts.
A lot of times we get boxes with just an assortment of nuts, bolts, screws, pieces of plastic, but with Rad Powered bikes, everything is nice and organized.
I wonder what's in here. No, just kidding. It's a headlight. And this looks identical to the one that we saw on the Rad Trike. It's got a little bit of heat sink on there. And these are metal pedals, so that's nice. A lot of these e-bike companies are providing plastic pedals, so I do like metal pedals. A little charge port holder. So you can mount this to the wall. Charger slides right into it. Great for organization for people who are OCD.
Really nice that they have universal chargers. So if you wanted to be an all Rad Powered e-bike family, then you could just use the chargers interchangeably.
Let's go ahead and pull this bike out and see what's going on with it.
We've seen this before on some e-bikes, but this comes with tape in the main points where the bike frame may be rubbing up against the box, and that helps to protect the paint.
Wow, this is a nice tire. I've never seen this type of tread on a tire. Almost looks like a checkerboard. This battery is like a half integrated battery where half of it's sticking in the frame and half of it's sticking out, which is better than the ones that we've seen previously on Rad Power bikes where it's completely sticking out. I would prefer them to use a thicker through axle bolt, especially on a cargo e-bike. If you're going to be carrying a lot of extra weight, I think this one should be thicker.
Okay, we are all set up. The bike is ready to go. We have the battery on the charger, getting it freshly charged. While we wait, let's go over some of these accessories that we have.
So yeah, I purchased the passenger kit with the handlebars and one other cool center console. A lot of the accessories from Rad Power are universal, so we can actually hook up this trailer that we had with the trike onto this bike.
Inside here, we have even more things.
This is the passenger kit. This one is one of the coolest ones that I've never seen before in an e-bike. And this is a center console.
So without any prompting or asking, Milo just went ahead and jumped in there. It's like his favorite place. Yeah. Well, before you install that, the other thing too is it looks like it's pretty easy to install just about anything on here because you have so many holes here to attach things. So many bars, so many holes. Very accessory friendly.
That's nice. Look at that cutout. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
These are some of the highest quality accessories we've ever seen on an e-bike.
Little baby pegs.
Yeah, baby pegs that go right here.
So we've installed the bar kit so that the rear passenger has something to hold on to while riding. If you're sitting in the back, you can hold on to this bar here in the front, or if you like reaching behind you, you can actually hold on to these bars here. Let's get the battery in there.
Oh wow, it's like a glove. So it says RAD when you turn it on, R-A-D. On the right side, you have a hydraulic brake lever. That's a Tektro hydraulic brake lever. You have a 7-speed Shimano thumb shifter, twist throttle. In the center, you have the display that shows you your speed and also the odometer with your total miles on the bottom and then also the time. All quick disconnects for easy serviceability.
And what these quick disconnects do is if you have a component that fails, let's say the display breaks, instead of having to replace the whole line and fishing it through, you can actually just disconnect it here, take that component off, and then just replace that simple component.
You also have this dongle that you can attach a USB dongle to. I like that they have these 2 dongles in different locations, so you can add a charge port for charging your cell phone or running LED lights and making it look clean.
With a simple dongle attachment, you're able to connect any accessories you want that's powered by USB.
You have a light which is somewhat bright. You have a suspension with 60 millimeters of travel, which you can adjust the preload and the lockout. Behind the Shimano Serra derailleur, you have a 750 watt brushless hub motor.
Looks very nice and sturdy. We're going to get our safety gear on and take it for a spin, where we're going to tell you what we love about it, what we hate about it, and who we think should get this RadRunner 3.
Before we get into the review, I just have to share this experience. My friend Mike asked me for my recommendation on a good e-bike to take his daughter to and from the bus stop each day. We just happened to have the RadRunner 3 charged and ready, so I let him borrow it for a few days, and he instantly fell in love with the entire e-bike experience.
How does that seat feel back there?
It's actually quite comfortable.
I think we did a 14-miler one time.
Yeah.
You went 14 miles on that together? Yeah.
The steep hill near his home that crushed the spirits of most bicyclists was suddenly a joy to ride for Mike and his daughter as they found themselves going on 14-mile rides just for fun.
We're gonna test this hill. We've got a passenger in the back, we've got the rider, and let's see how it does up this hill. All right, this is the steep part. You're probably gonna feel slowing down a little bit. Yeah, I could gear down, but you're getting a little workout here. Yeah, I actually felt it for a few days when I was doing it. I still do a little bit, but yeah. If you are intimidated by hills and you just feel like you don't want to get on a bike because you're not sure if you can make it, the e-bike will give you that confidence, that added confidence to get up there and get out and ride.
Now, back to the review.
Okay, here we are with the Rad Powered RadRunner 3 Plus. Rad Powered e-bikes make an amazing e-bike, and it just keeps getting better. Some of the main improvements to this is a reinforced frame, the ability to add a second battery if you want to for more range. There's hydraulic brakes and there's more torque. I love the quality construction. This thing feels premium. It came shipped really nicely. It came perfectly intact, not one thing wrong with the paint job. Talking about the paint job is perfect. Really brilliant. This green with a little bit of sparkle, very nice paint job. The bike itself runs really, really well. I love the fat tires. With fat tires, you're able to feel more confident on and off the road. We took this on some trails, and even the loose gravel stuff with this fat tire, you're stable. So you don't have to worry about your gear or your kids or your package that you may be carrying in the back. This bike feels solid.
I also love that Rad Power has included suspension. A lot of cargo utility e-bikes have no suspension. The fact that you have 60 millimeters of travel is great for soaking up the bumps and crevices, and then you can lock it out if you're carrying a load.
Speaking about carrying a load,
Oftentimes when you have a rear passenger, it gets a little squirrely at times. Not so with this bike. It feels great. I can't even tell that I've got someone behind me, and that's not just because my wife is a super lightweight. Hey, you just pinched my butt.
I do like that they have the semi-integrated battery. The battery used to be in the rear, which looked like it was just awkward. This being mostly in the frame looks a lot cleaner and easier to pop out.
the bike weighs 75 pounds with an upgraded reinforced frame combined with increased motor torque from the previous model. This means the RadRunner 3 can have a rear payload of 120 pounds with a total max payload of 350 pounds.
Oh, those worked really well. Yeah, you stopped way in front of where I expected you to stop. I expected you to stop here. You ended up stopping there.
I think it's a combination of the really nice tire tread and the premium Tektro hydraulic brakes.
All right, we found this nice shady spot to talk about the things that we don't like about the RadRunner 3 Plus.
The Rad Power bikes are a little bit more expensive than your other cargo / utility budget e-bikes. However, they did just reduce the price, and you're not going to get something as premium as this bike. I don't love the display. It just looks a little bit tacky. I wish there was some color to it.
It's hard to see in direct sunlight. Not our favorite in terms of displays. And in addition, why do we need 2 displays? I feel like you can consolidate both displays into one. The neoprene sleeve, not my favorite, and it just looks kind of like a little jumbled mess here in front. So a lot of cables, not the most organized. At least half of the battery is inside the frame. I like a nice clean look where the battery is completely embedded within the frame. The kickstand is in a good position. It doesn't get in the way of the pedals, which sometimes bikes do, but ours is at least a little loosey-goosey once it's up. So when we're riding, this is moving around quite a bit. I'd like for that to be tightened up, and we can do that on our own. That's just like the only thing that's been a little loose on an otherwise really put together machine. And speaking about kickstands, I actually prefer for cargo / utility e-bikes to have the upright kickstand where the bike stands up like a moped. That just makes it easier for putting children and packages on the back of the e-bike, as opposed to if it's leaning, it's just not as stable, not as easy. The seat to handlebar distance, it's a little tight. You're sitting in a more upright stance. I feel like if you're taller, some may feel like this is a little bit of a cramped bike. What you can do though with the handlebars is you can adjust that to help with ergonomics. All in all, great bike. It may be a little bit on the expensive side, but you're paying for what you get. This is a more premium e-bike, and it definitely shows from the packaging, the assembly, the quality, the accessories, everything. This is just a more premium feel. But in general, I think this is a great bike for someone looking for a fun bike that you can go on adventures and that you can use for work and to transport people. Check out more at our website, freshycharge.com. Thanks for watching, you guys, and when you guys ride, wear your safety gear.